Hello, Chud. Greetings. Hello, Retro. Hello, Mist. Hello, Casanetero. Hello, Abodi. Who else is hella sleep deprived today? Be honest. Be completely honest with me. Who else is sleep deprived? OMG, yes, black screen. Bro, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Pinar, okay. Okay. Why is it here? OMG, yes, black screen. Please stay this way. So early she's not even on, lol. What? Oh no, it is here. What did I miss yesterday? What did we talk about yesterday? We talked about OCD a bit. That was interesting. My memory kind of sucks though, so I kind of forget. Hello, Amr. I just showered, so I haven't put my hair up yet, which is super lame. Oh wait. Maybe I can put it up anyway. Because having my hair down makes me hot. It's like wearing a blanket around my shoulders. Grr. Why does it look flaccid? Why does it look flaccid? W Miss W Kiwi. Good showering is healthy and good. I know, it's also very uncommon in the Kiwi-verse. Very uncommon. Hello, Anamalokaris. Hello, Abdullah. Hello, Moth. Had to refresh my browser. Hello. Hello, Mist. Welcome in. Did you guys hear me say hello to you? Fasanetero, Abodi, all those people? Interesting. Hello, that carrot. Top of the morning to you, sentient. How eloquent. How sophisticated. Kiwi, it's okay. You don't need to LARP showering here. Alright, bro. Okay. So today, I really want to talk about relationships. I'm in the mood to talk about relationships. Bro, I'm giving, like, androgynous? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm giving androgynous right now. No, my signal is so bad. Oh. Okay. Why is Kiwi LARPing relationships again? Okay. So, do we have any topics that we would like to discuss? Be honest. Be honest. I don't really have a specific endpoint in mind, like a specific topic regarding relationships, but I know I want to talk about relationships. I'm just in that mood. Brothers of hair. Ugh. Urgh. Thank you, Amos, for the follow? Wait, haven't you followed me before? You are giving. I think that's a compliment. Thank you. Hello, Meatball Jones. You want to discuss friends with benefits? Sentient, thank you for the follow, twin. Friends with benefits? I mean, I have an opinion on it, like, my personal opinion, I would never do it. What? That was the guy that... Thank you, Ali, for unfollowing me and refollowing. That was the guy who said autism was a disease? Wait, what? What? Where? Retro, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing. Huh? Where's the guy that says autism was a disease? Where? Where? Is it on YouTube chat or something? Like, not last stream, the one before, I think. Abodi, thank you for unfollowing me and refollowing. I appreciate it. Hold on, I have a screenshot. Oh, it's the Islam guy. What do you think of the meaning of life? Alright. Cater Monkey, thank you for unfollowing and refollowing. Michelle, thank you so much for the 5 floors, twin. Currently listening to Boredom by Buzz Cox. Interesting name. Interesting name. Hello. Hello, guys. I'll discuss relationships. We are shipping Kiwiverse members. This time, Devin Kiwi. Based? Kiwi androgynous. How did you guys... Wait. Did you guys coincidentally both make that same joke at the same time, Sweetie Pepper and Carrot? Also, hello, Sweetie Pepper. You're giving autism. Okay. Let's discuss metaphysics. I don't think I'm qualified to speak on that. I've just acknowledged the cute bunny on the side, and now I am smiling. I forgot I had that little guy. He's so cute. Meow. Meow. Yeah, but I'm not really qualified to speak on metaphysics? Quantum physics. Okay. Okay. Anything psychology related. I mean, Ali asked an interesting question. What do you guys think about friends with benefits? What do you think about friends with benefits? I can speak on my own personal opinion, which is that I don't think it is wise. But that's just my opinion. Meow. The meaning of life is meow. Very true, very true. I got the COVID vaccine, then a few years later got diagnosed with autism. Coincidence? I think not. That's right. The government is using the COVID vaccine to give us autism. I knew it all along. If you start copy pasting, I will ban you. Who is copy pasting? Can we talk about the effect of insecurities on a relationship? Let me pin that real quick. We are discussing this. What a good question, bro. What a good question. Let me just catch up on chat. I'm gonna pin it so that I don't forget about it, okay? Friends with benefits is a good starting point. See, like, I don't have much to say about that topic. It doesn't really interest me because I don't like it at all. I would never do that. Friends with benefits is chill as long as you communicate clearly. If you literally just fuck and act like nothing is unusual, it's doomed to fail. Really, that just applies to all relationships. See, like, I'm not qualified to speak on it, I'm not familiar with it, it's not something I engage in, so I'm just... I don't feel qualified to make any statements on it. Hello, Fatseal. How are you doing, twin? What is your model role in life, either in relationship or other things? I have some role models, some people that I know. I have some people that I look up to. Because that's something I've struggled a lot with. As someone who has had my trust damaged a lot in the past, it can be hard for my own insecurities to not harm my relationships, even when they're out of fear of the relationship going poorly. That's a topic that I am very passionate about. So I'm going to bring up one thing right off the bat. So there are two concepts. There is a boundary, and then there is controlling. And the difference between a boundary and just controlling your partner is that a boundary involves you. It's like me, myself, and I. When I'm setting a boundary, it involves me, it's impacting me, it's about my actions, it's about what I do. It's something, a belief that I have that is firm, that I do not want to compromise on. This is a boundary, and it involves me and my safety and my actions. Now, controlling is when you try and change the other person. Is this Kiwi? Controlling is when you take the energy out of yourself and put it into the other person. So instead of saying like, what's a boundary? Or even not just a boundary, but like, see, what is the definition of boundary? I was pointing out the difference between like internal locus of control, looking at things that you have power over in a relationship, not just controlling your partner to make you feel safe. But then I realized, like, what is the specific definition of a boundary? Anyway, back to my original point. I think that trying to control your partner in order to put your worries to rest. If you are worried about something, and instead of wanting to talk it out and discuss it and try and compromise and look at other perspectives, other possible angles and solutions, if you just try and control your partner to make the thing go away, that is teaching your brain that you can't handle stress, that if there's a problem, the other person needs to succumb to you, to submit to you, and change the thing in order for you to feel good, for you to feel comfortable. And I think that sets a bad precedent. Sorry, I'm kind of like going off the rails here, but I was just reading about this. And I think that has to do with insecurities, because one thing that can happen, by the way, I'm not a professional. Not a professional. This is my opinion / experience. One thing about insecurities is sometimes it can lead somebody to want to control. Like, I'm insecure about this, and I want to make that go away, so I'm going to control the person and make them not do this so that I don't feel insecure, instead of addressing the root problem, which is your insecurity. Relationships are all about trust. You need to trust the person. Trying to puppet them and control all their actions so you don't feel worried is not the way to build trust. Holy LARP? Let me catch up on chat. Wow. Is this how you tell us you're releasing Dev from the basement? What? What do you mean? Ow. Nah, this is Greg. Hey kids. Okay, bro. Speaking of insecurities in relationships, my ex broke up with me after less than a week because she thought I was love bombing her. I wasn't. Just had never received unconditional love the way I was provided it. The way I was providing it. Interesting. I'm sorry to hear that, Gwen. I can't understand the full situation from one message, but that truly sounds sad. Guys, is Kiwi autistic? Okay. I will say there's some nuance to that. One of my past partners had a habit of cuddling with her friends in her bed. This was long distance, and that was a big issue for me in the relationship because she said I was being controlling, but it made me feel invalidated. Alright. Again, my personal opinion. I wouldn't feel really comfortable if Dev cuddled with his friends in bed. I wouldn't really feel comfortable. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I do think it reaches a certain point where it's like, okay, maybe we can discuss this and maybe this is a behavior that it would be better to discontinue. Again, it really is a case-by-case basis depending on the couple. So that's a good point, Meatball Jones. There are some things that one person cannot stand. I just think people should be much more open to discussion and more malleable. We got back together when she realized that I wasn't love bombing her. Then we broke up mutually for different reasons. Interesting. Interesting. I actually have a take on the meaning of life. If we're put on the earth against our will, we might as well have a good... Thank you for the follow, CRMSNBLEYD. We might as well have a good time. So I propose the meaning of life is to learn how to live a happy, healthy life. I agree, Twin. I agree. W, Sweetie Pepper. So wise. Hello, Riley. How are you doing, Twin? Thank you for unfollowing and refollowing. A boundary is a real or imaginary line that marks the edge or limit of something. Is it controlling to give advice to your partner to not do something, but if they do it, you'll obviously be disappointed, but not force them not to do it? I'm not like the Webster's Dictionary, Allie. I'll give you my opinion. I think that discussing something with your partner and being like, hey, I think this is bad, I think this is unwise, I don't think you should do this, but also like not blowing a gasket if they do it and simply being disappointed is much better than trying to control them and putting them in an ultimatum and saying, you cannot do this. I think what you described is much healthier than just trying to control them. Now, is it good? That depends on the situation. I don't know. But that's my opinion. Is it controlling? Again, that might depend on the situation. It's a lot of depends, it's subjective, it's ambiguous. A boundary is a limit you put in place for your mental health, while controlling is hurting your partner for your own happiness. That's very wise, Kasane Teto. Why is this Teto wise? Why is this Teto wise? If changing it the better and without harm, I think that is not control, and that's one great feature to be flexible and make trusting better, like you play in a team in a game. I agree that relationships are like a team, and I agree that humans are malleable. But I don't agree with controlling. I agree with discussion and open-mindedness, not controlling and ultimatums. I've never been in a relationship before, so I'm just gonna watch the stream on my bed since I'll have almost no input. It's okay, Animalocaris, everybody is welcome in this discussion. You're controlling me! Oh my god, shut up, child. What's happening? Whoa! W Bunui! Yo, let me get a W Bunui. Oh my gosh, hello, Twin. Welcome in. Oh, I see, I didn't read chat fast enough. Hello, my goat Banui. How are you doing today, twin? Let me read chat faster. That's my goat right there, W Banui. I didn't is the thing. You didn't what, Meatball Jones? And she went on to cheat with me. She went on to cheat on me with one of those friends. Alright, bro. What the fuck? Sorry to hear that, twin. I feel like it's natural to respond negatively to your partner cuddling with other people. Yeah, me too. Again, that's just my opinion, but I feel like that's pretty natural. Okay. Fascinate that up. Thank you for unfollowing and refollowing. Depends on your relationship. Yeah, I agree, CRM. I agree. I'm reading. 1, there is a rabbit on stream. Correct. 2, hello, how's your day going? Hello, twin. My day's going pretty good. How are you? By the way, Kiwi, you can repurpose this counter at any point. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Retro. For those who don't know, this counter is counting up to the amount of money that I need to visit my boyfriend Dev in Germany. Webster's Dictionary. Dev Esoteric is a picture of Dev and it goes like when there's like flames. W Banui. Thank you for the follow, Archer W Archer. Deer on stream too. My favorite deer is in the chat. This might be a hot take, but having separate spaces, including separate beds, is beneficial to have some alone time from each other. Oh my gosh. The Duke Man, I 100% agree. I actually just filmed a video about this. I filmed a video about independence and autonomy in relationships, and this is a big thing that I believe in. I think that having safety and having a space to be alone, to be independent, having your own hobbies, having that choice is very healthy. Yes, separate bedrooms, good. I think having the ability to have alone time, not feeling stuck in a relationship, not feeling like you're stuck and you have to give 100% of your time, you know, there's no such thing as independence. If you need to take a break, that's disrespecting your partner and you're just abandoning them. I think that's harmful. And I think that that kind of mentality can actually make you pull away, which is exactly what I was talking about in my video, which is crazy. But there's also, on the other side of the spectrum, a question of when does it become disrespectful to your partner? When does it become avoidant? What if your partner needs comforting? But thank you, Zoe the boy, for the follow twin. W Zoe. Zoe. So when does it become unacceptable? What if your partner wants to sleep together? What if they need comforting? What if? Like, where do you guys think you draw the line? Because obviously, if this person is like severely distressed, let's say they're crying about something, I would say in most situations, even if you wanted alone time at that moment, it would be nice to comfort them. So like, where do you draw the line? You can name it control or restricting the danger. Like if a baby runs to the fire, he cannot know if he's running toward it, bro. You should kick him so he doesn't jump in the fire and harm himself. The same with the husband telling wife the danger. Alright, I already know what type of person this is. Can't kiss the homies goodnight anymore because of woke. Amos, you seem to have some misogynistic... W Banui, twin. W Banui. That's my goal right there. Nobody in stream is safe from the generosity of Banui. Amos, I could immediately tell that your argument was questionable when you said the husband telling wife the danger. The husband telling wife. As soon as I started reading that message, my brain was like, this sounds sexist, but maybe it's not. And then it hit me. Comparing a wife to a baby running toward a fire is fucking crazy. And saying you should kick the baby so he doesn't jump into the fire? I get that it's a metaphor, but that's a crazy comparison. Comparing a baby running into a fire to a wife? And a husband to an adult who is saving a baby from hurting themselves? Brother. Did you know that women are autonomous human beings that can make good decisions for themselves? And your relationship should not... Why does she look so orbed today? Your relationship should not be built on control. Your relationship should not be built on the husband needs to keep the woman safe. The husband needs to keep the wife out of trouble. That doesn't set a good precedent. We should kick the husband into the fire. Oh, W. Benui. I mean, a Bodhi. It just slipped out. I'm so used to saying W. Benui. W. a Bodhi. That made me giggle. A little harm now is better than permanent harm. Exactly. Making a mistake and learning from it, a little harm now, is so much better than the permanent harm of developing a dynamic where the husband controls the wife, where she is his subordinate. I agree with you. A little harm now, making mistakes over time and talking through it as autonomous, equal human beings is much better than the husband assuming a position of superiority and asserting his dominance over the wife and controlling her. Women are not babies that need to be controlled. But yeah, back to the separate bedrooms topic, the space. When do you guys think it becomes unacceptable? Where's the line drawn between you gotta comfort your partner to some extent, but also you should be allowed to have independence? Where do you think that line is drawn? Ow! I think it depends. If you have kids, it's probably better for the partners to be together, in my opinion, and giving a teenager their own room. Ideally, everyone has their own room. Our counter is going up. Okay. It's about patterns of behavior. It's okay to need support, but over a sustained period of time, it absolutely does become problematic, even if they are unconscious of the fact that you're slowly becoming a crutch. Very wise, Muddy Fellow, very wise. So, you're saying that it's about the large-scale patterns? Like, let's look at one instance of a partner needing assistance, like, I'm going through a lot right now, I'm sorry, I know you want independence right now, but I just really need assistance. That's fine. In my opinion, that's fine. I think that's the sentiment that you are echoing. In certain scenarios, it's completely acceptable to just need support from your partner, even if it's inconvenient for them. But you're saying that if it's sustained over a period of time, then it becomes problematic. Your partner should not be a crutch for you. Your partner should not be your only source of emotional support, what you turn to every time you experience discomfort. Is that what you're saying, Twin? Also, hello, welcome in. If someone wants to go to heaven, he needs to work and learn. Yeah, but what does that have to do with you comparing a wife to a baby? What? Don't you call your wife baby? Makes you think. True, I do call my wife baby. Shout out Dev. He was on to something all along. I need to catch up on chat. But have you considered kicking babies as fun? I kick babies, but it's not for their safety. Who let a baby near an open flame, bro? Kick the husband? Oh my. Yep, she is making a self-dependent disguyon, but you can discuss with her. What? Thank you for the follow, DJ, the DJ Croc. WDJ. She's making a self-dependent disguyon, but you can discuss with her. W Benui, Twin. W Benui. The wise muddy fella just received a gifted sub. Can I please get a W Benui? Twin, you are too generous. Amos, could you clarify, Twin? Because I don't quite understand what you said. Are you saying, yep, she's making a self-dependent discussion, but you can discuss with her? I also don't understand why you're framing it as, like, a gendered thing. Well, I can understand if you're just sexist, then it completely checks out, but, like, from a logical standpoint, it doesn't really make sense to assign gender roles to this concept. I'm just talking about control as a concept. All my relationships are built on a shifting foundation of anxious avoidant dynamics and a pressure cooker stew of other cluster B nonsense. This muddy fella is so eloquent. I think it depends on the person, TBH. Makes sense. Like, if you need that much space but your partner doesn't, maybe it just won't work out and that's okay. I see your point. There's always a line between this is never gonna work, like it's not worth it, and we can work through this. I prefer to reside on this side. I prefer to be really devoted to improvement in the relationship. Really devoted to talking it out, being open. So, issues like this, to me, when I hear maybe it just won't work out, my knee-jerk reaction is just to discard that and think, no, like you gotta put your head down, you gotta, if this person makes you happy and you love them, it's worth it to try and work out these things. But it's true, for some people, maybe it's just a deal breaker for them. My opinion is that people are very malleable, and it is very possible over time your needs will change, your values will change, your behavior will change, you'll learn to compromise with your partner. I think that conflict resolution is so much more important. Bits work now, apparently, so here's a bit. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it, twin. W, Michelle. I think in a relationship, both partners should be teachers to help the other to grow. Yeah, I would agree to some extent. Yeah. Mods should add the sentence, thank you, Benui, and all variations of that to a blacklist. Teacher, I forgot the question. You asked, where do you draw the line? But I don't know exactly what we're talking about. Sweetie Pepper? Good question. I'm talking about needing space, needing independence, needing autonomy, needing, your own life, and sometimes needing a break from your partner, just like healthy independence, and giving your partner the time and the comfort they deserve. Like, when does it reach a point where you're being too independent? Like, you're straight up ignoring your partner, you're not giving them enough energy, enough time, when they deserve to be comforted, they need to be comforted, all that stuff. Where do you draw the line? That's what I was referring to. I am so behind. Ow! Ow! Woman is like, this is so fascinating. Every time I see an Amos message, I giggle and kick my feet. Woman is like a curvy bone. If you try to straighten it, it will break. If you let her, it will be curved, but that's also a positive thing in it because men and women complement each other. I'm not quite sure the point you're making. I always find it so fascinating when we find sexists in my channel. Like, how did you get in here? How did you get in here? If someone wants to go to heaven, he has to go to heaven. What does that mean? Yeah, what? My only thought is, like, one thing that Dev has told me is that in Arabic, when you say a genderless thing, when you're just asserting something general like that, you use masculine pronouns. So sometimes native Arabic speakers will carry that over into English, and when they're just making a general statement, they say he. That would be my guess, but I have no idea. That Dev does that sometimes. When he's saying something gender neutral, he'll say he, just because he's carrying over that rule from Arabic. I drop kick children in self-defense. Loki, I think women are like women because they're women. Yeah, agreed. No, it's okay, Amos. It's okay. No worries, twin. I know English is hard, twin. Trust me. Trust me. If you want a straight bone, don't get a curvy bone. Stop trying to make it into something it isn't. That's kind of true, Gwen. That's kind of true. We should ask this person what they think of queer people. I'm sure they're very open and accepting. W curvy women. That's what I thought too. I thought W curvy women. Women is like a curvy bone. Curvy, you said? I'm not wise. I'm a 23-year-old recovering drug addict. I've W recovery, twin. W recovery. I've been in therapy since the age of 10 because I kicked a doctor in the nose during my yearly physical. That's not good, twin. That's not good. W recovery, twin. I think improvement should always be the first option, but sometimes if you want fundamentally different things in life, that might not be worth holding on to. I suppose so. Again, I think it's not black and white, but yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Ow. No cursing. I'm sorry. I think deal breakers are okay to have instead of forcing the other partner to do something. Yeah, I agree. Like, there are some things that somebody just won't budge on, and that's okay. And if it ends the relationship, they're entitled to that value. If that value is so important to them that it would end the relationship, they're entitled to that. It's their opinion. Their values are valid. And simultaneously, the other person doesn't necessarily have to just conform. If they don't want to be controlled, maybe it's not meant to be. Hey Kiwi, can we please deviate from the subject for a bit and time out Ali for thanking the Benui? I'm not gonna time out Ali for thanking you. Alright. Okay. He means well, Like, depends on you. Is Amos rage bait? I don't think so. Depends on you. If you're in a committed long-term relationship, of course any decision that affects them needs to be thought about. Yeah, but you're also an individual. True. Let's put the curse of Ginger on Kiwi. Wait, why did nothing change? Okay. I can sense Kiwi has more to say but is holding back. Mist, you're funny. That is true. When we say gender neutral, we say he. That's what I thought about it. My English is bad. That's making a misconception. I understand, Twin. It's okay that if your English isn't amazing, that's fine, Twin. The only thing that I'm pointing and laughing at is the sexism. Again, I understand the using he as a gender-neutral pronoun. What I don't understand is comparing a wife to a baby running into a fire. I feel like it's pretty hard to lose that in translation. The meaning seems pretty clear. Okay. La 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 la. To be fair, for a long time, the grammatically correct way to refer to a person of unknown gender was masculine. Yeah. Ring ding ding ding. Ring ding ding ding. Ding 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 ding. The meaning of marriage is to give birth to new humankind. If they do not produce, that is not logical. Wait. Meatball Jones, you said, what do you think of homosexuals? And they said, the meaning of marriage is to give birth to a new humankind. If they do not produce, that is not logical. This is tickling my funny bone. I'm turning red. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a thing that I explained in my recent video. The actual evolutionary explanation for asexuality and homosexuality. It has a biological reason. Homosexuality and asexuality has a evolutionary explanation. And these sexist men just LARP about, it's the way the world's supposed to be. You're going against your biology. No, the fuck I'm not. Oh, Ellie. My deal breaker is being ginger. Wait until Crow finds out that he's in enemy territory. We're all gay here. Oh my. The meaning of marriage is to give birth to new humankind. Like, not necessarily. There's an evolutionary explanation for why asexual and homosexual people exist. And it's completely valid to marry without the intent of having children. I think as men, to understand women, we must understand ourselves. What we think of women and where it comes from, what we think they think, we think of them. To break down an understanding of the opposite gender. Just a thought. Very wise. Very wise. Ring! I think women are awesome. Too political, Anamillocaris. Too political. I think women are awesome. The definition of marriage in a lot of languages and cultures is the formation of a new family, and not the union of two families like in the West. Really? Interesting. I keep wanting to run into fires, but my husband keeps stopping me. Kiwi literally just uploaded a video which refutes that. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to get into the weeds of it, because I just explained it in my video. Why did you folks antagonize them? Either way, the point of marriage is to dedicate your lives to one another. If you wish to reproduce, then do that, but that isn't the only reason. Exactly, Gwen. Hello, Banui. It's okay if you're not going to contribute anything aside from just being a Banui. That's okay, Twin. Everybody is welcome in this discussion. Relationships can't really do much to improve life, in my opinion. I think a lot of people just feel like they are lonely and need the reassurance of a warm body present just to feel secure. I agree with that, Muddy Fella, although I think relationships can bring a lot of joy and fulfillment. I just think it has to be done in a thoughtful way. If somebody is just extremely insecure, incomplete, unsatisfied in life, and they're trying to put a band-aid on it and fill their own holes by getting a partner, that's bad. But two fulfilled people that decide to join together, join forces, and explore life together, that can be lovely and fulfilling. So funny. It's because realistically, there's no reason for everyone to reproduce because that would vastly increase our weight on the ecosystem. Exactly. Even if we were going against our biology, we literally have free will. That too. Yeah, as a man, I just T-posed and I spawned in when I was born. Mist, are you referring to my comment, one of the comments in my YouTube's comment section that said, men aren't born, they're created. Women don't have to go through the struggle of creation. An IQ too high? In Western history, marriage was the union of two families, while in most of the world it was the creation of a new family and succession. Interesting. So if it was like a homosexual couple or a couple that didn't want to produce kids, it wouldn't be referred to as marriage? That's interesting. Trans people exist in all cultures, and language evolves. People are coming up with gender-neutral terms in all languages. That's cool. Yeah, I learned about that in one of my classes last year. I learned about Native American culture and how they have the Two-spirit, which was really fascinating to me because I feel like a lot of homophobic people try and perpetuate this notion that homosexuality and just LGBTQ identity in general is a new concept and a just new woke agenda. Hello, Reko. But it's existed forever, has it not? It's existed forever. You know that one person that said the Discord is discriminatory and dangerous to adults because they couldn't send NSFW in the public chat? Yeah, I remember that person. The capitalization is frying me. Yeah, the Discord is discriminatory and dangerous to adults. Speak in lowercase. Two people getting together as a new family already, even without children. Family is just the people closest to you. That is true, Gwen. That is true. Biology. Meowology. Also, like, women can be infertile. Does that mean they can't get married? Good point, Meatball Jones. Good point. Yeah, you were referencing that, Mist. W. I had so much fun making that video, and I'm glad that a lot of you also seem to enjoy it, because I was giggling. At first, I talked about this. At first, the sexist comments actually made me stressed, which I'm not proud of, because usually I try to just, like, there's a hate comment, alright, like, I'm not gonna let it impact my mental. But for some reason, those specific, just the echo chamber of just intense, burning misogyny was so much that it actually bothered me. But talking about it was very therapeutic, and at this point I just find it funny. Sorry if I bothered you guys. No, it's okay, Amos. I mean, I'm gonna laugh at your sexism, but, like, I appreciate you sharing your opinion. No hard feelings. Oh, sharing is care. That's so cute! The alpha does not care for intellectual thinking. The point of marriage is MPreg, I think. Oh. The woke left created Native Americans to push their agenda. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The woke left. Grr. So much of what they call woke is stuff that already existed, yes. We just understand it a bit better now. In China, gay people can form unions, which are functionally marriages but not marry because they can't have kids. Interesting. Oh, I was studying myths, and we got to native myths/culture, and if you were a woman and dreamed of weapons, you got to hunt and got a wife. That's so awesome! What? In what culture, bro? That sounds awesome. Trans people have existed and have been beautiful for thousands of years. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mods, delete that message, please. What? Homophobia? No, I'm gonna leave the message up, Midnight. I'm gonna leave it up. This life is a test. The proof is that some humans are infertile or don't grow or poor. That's their proof. Maybe he meant their test? Also, a lot of indigenous North American groups have always been matriarchal based. The indomitable human spirit makes me seethe and pessimism cope. The woke left without saying bye? Just as human monarchs used we in formal treaties and such to show their power and authority, the plural is used in the Quran to manifest God's supreme majesty. I think I missed some context here. Keevil. Okay. Did you dream of weapons and get dev? Yes, I did. How did you know? That's actually how I bagged him. Gayness has always existed. The reason it's popping off more in recent times is because you won't get tarred and feathered nowadays for being gay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of it has to do with acceptance. Posture check. I feel like a lot of it has to do with acceptance. There are still so many countries where you can face the death penalty for being LGBTQ. It's disgusting. I forgot, unfortunately, I could dig up my textbook and find it. That's okay, the Duke man. That just sounds so awesome. If you dream of weapons, you get, what was it, like a wife and then you get a weapon or something? That's so sick. We should bring that back. I think they meant that being infertile or poor is a test for humans to prove they can still find meaning. Oh. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own belief. That, I feel like that doesn't really apply to me. As someone who is not infertile but doesn't want kids. But everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. The word gayness makes me giggle. Honestly, if this was his take, valid. Yeah, agreed. No sexism, that's a W. All of us have tests. What we will do with our health, wealth, selves, etc. Very true, twin. Hello, Static Void. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, be honest. Do we want to reel it back in and start talking about relationships again? We kind of went off the rails there. I think that what your life ends up meaning is yours and yours alone. Agreed, Meatball Jones. Alright. If I gamble hard enough, maybe I'll win a tiny dev. I do not condone gambling, by the way. Hello, Twitch. I do not condone gambling. In my entire life, I've been bullied so much that I'm used to it. That's not good, Archer. I'm sorry to hear that, twin. Can we talk about Final Fantasy XIV instead? Okay. So, I'm gonna put on my pause now. I'm doing a 3. I'm hella tired, lol. Sorry to hear that, twin. I'm tired, too. Who else is sleep deprived, be honest? Who else is sleep deprived? I agree, don't gamble. So, do we want to go back to the discussion of relationships? Can we talk about how I was so right and the US is gonna win because it's rigged? What? I'm doing a 7 right now. That's good, Meatball Jones. That's good. Hello, Paxi. Oh, thank you so much, Mist. Mist Life gifted a tier 1 sub to Static Void. W Mist. That's my goat right there. Thank you, twin. England scored goal. Shout out England. Isn't it sad that Brazil lost? I was rooting for them. I root for countries based on whether or not I like their flag. Can you give advice to getting a girl? Leaving the stream. Kira's upset because he's from Brazil and Brazil lost. Poor guy. Can you give advice to getting a girl? Something tells me that you are quite young, Archer, and that you shouldn't worry about getting a girl. You should worry about finding things that make you happy in life, finding things that give you purpose, hobbies. Find something that gives you excitement to wake up in the morning and pursue it. What flags are your favorite? What's it called? Bhutan? With the orange and the dragon in the middle? That one's awesome. What was it? Cambodia or something? No, it was the Estonia. Wow. Can you give me advice on getting a girl? Ali just copied and pasted the exact same message. My advice? You're 16, okay, yeah. My advice is to find things in life that make you happy and work on yourself as a person. That is my advice. Find things that make you happy, work on your health, work on your mental health, practice self-care, become a better person. Interact with human beings and try your best to be a good person and sharpen that skill of being a good person so that when a girl rolls around, you're good to go. You're a better person. You are more equipped to treat her with kindness and respect. Other than working on yourself, I always say just put yourself out there. Talk to people. Go to events. Socialize. That's how you find people. But in order to be ready for the relationship, you need to work on yourself. Meow! Advice for getting a partner regardless of gender. Be yourself, be honest, someone will find you who loves you for being you. Exactly. Actually, I have something to add. I think relationships are amazing, whether you're lesbian, gay, queer, I don't know the difference, I'm sorry, Banui's dumb. But yeah, relationships are amazing. They give you the feeling of having someone warm to say everything you want to say without being judged, feeling safe and sound between their arms every night, virtually even, and just being cute together is amazing. True. Whether y'all want to have kids or not, you're already a family and contributing to the society in your own way. Everyone is amazing in their own way. Everyone has a right to have a relationship with whoever they want. They have their ups and downs, yes, but they are extremely amazing. Very true, Banui. Well spoken. Anyway, Banui yapping over. Love you all. Very wise. My nose is itching. I'm not picking it. Okay. What country you want to win the World Cup? Tunisia. I'm already perfect, like Dev. Okay. Alright. Oh, I forgot. I ordered a fake removable nose ring. Oh, I thought you said I ordered a fake removable nose. Because on my screen, the message cuts off there. Like, why are you ordering a fake nose? Nose ring because you mentioned it a few streams ago. That's awesome, twin. Yeah, I love my fake nose ring. Oh my.
She's picking her nose.
Not picking my nose, by the way. Nobody is picking their nose. Get it? Nobody is picking their nose. That wasn't funny. If you want to get a relationship, try to work on your emotional intelligence. So true, Muddy. That is such a big one that I always talk about. Does she know? W Banui. Holy W. W Banui. Gifted a tier 1 sub to the GOAT Racco. W. I'm picking my nose, actually. Does Dev prefer you with or without the nose ring? I feel like that's a weird question. He likes me either way. I laughed, Kiwi, audibly. Did you actually? I think you're just being nice. I think you're just being nice. So wholesome. Tanisha is out, son. I know, but I'm holding on to Cope. Maybe if they hire Dev, maybe they can make a comeback. Maybe we can go back in time or bribe the refs or something. Kiwi, I have a question, but it might be dumb. What is the point of getting married in the West? Can't you just be in a relationship without getting married? Tax benefits. Bye-bye, Tunisia. Oh. I'm pretty sure marriage is symbolic. It's symbolic of devotion to each other. And then it's also economically beneficial. I'm pretty sure those are the two main reasons. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can be in a relationship without getting married, but there are tax benefits to getting married. And a lot of people choose to do it just because it symbolizes devoting yourself to one another permanently. Beats me to the tax benefits reason. That's right, I'm on it. If we tier 3 sub to Kiwi, do we unlock the dev cam? Tell him, Mist. Did you unlock the dev cam by tier 3 subbing to me? Give him the cold water, give him the brass tacks, Mist. Does Dev prefer you with or without the nose ring? A true partner would find little difference, because the beauty of the other's heart is bright and blinding. Physical traits mean little when your heart burns bright. That's so true! Wait, we got Shakespeare in the chat? Is this William Shakespeare? I am not Kiwi, but there are legal reasons, and it's a commitment. Exactly. Basically the exact same thing I said. Have to sub to find out. Very true, very true. Also hospital stuff. Yes, I'd much rather have a significant other with power of attorney over me instead of anyone I'm related to. Oh, I understand. The human in day 13 to 15. Every time I see an Amos message, I get really excited. The human in day 13 to 15 of Formathan. The human in day 13 to 15 of formation in his mother's womb is in the embryo shape. It's a new discovery in the 20th century. Check it if you want. I agree. I agree, twin. My mom wouldn't pull the plug and LARP being a good mom over my... What? The point of marriage is to get 50% from your rich spouse in the divorce. Oh, benefits of marriage vary state by state. Interesting. Interesting. Sometimes when I'm feeling philosophical, I just start speaking like a romantic era poet. My rich spouse made me sign a prenup. Help. I'm sorry to hear that, twin. What a tragedy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Being married to someone has a different vibe than being in a regular relationship. I can't explain it. Probably a cultural thing, but I agree, Allie. And I think that's just the influence of my culture on my thinking. Meow! Meow! Unlurk, I'm the rich spouse. Oh, hello, Kobe. Welcome in, twin. That's Aura, I can't lie. That's Aura. I gotta do shrooms before I talk about relationships. Oh. Being married to someone has a different vibe. And then Casanetero says, yeah, it's horrible. We're getting a divorce. Okay. So, do we want to go back to the topic that we were originally discussing in the stream? Because it's something that I want to better understand. It's something that I want to better understand, and that is independence, needing space. Once again, I've asked this question, but I keep getting distracted and getting off track. So, lock in. Alright, are you listening? Are you paying attention? I can't snap, but over here. Where's my clicker? Here it is. Look at me. Pay attention, okay? So, on one side, it is caring for your partner, giving them compassion and support and reassurance when they need it. And I think to some extent, this is valid. Even if you're kind of tired, you're kind of overstimulated, you regularly would want some independence, some time alone. I feel like there is sometimes a valid phenomenon in which your partner still is in dire need of help. Something's going on, they're really distressed, they need your help. This isn't a normal thing, this is not a common occurrence. This is an uncommon occurrence. Wow, no shit, you don't say. And I think that it is valid to occasionally, even if your partner would regularly want alone time, ask them to give you support. These are not BDSM gloves. I think it's sometimes valid to ask your partner to give you support, even if they would have regularly wanted alone time. I also think it is not good to pull away completely from your partner and just go all in on independence and never give them any energy or time. So that's one end of the spectrum. You need to give your partner time and attention. The other end of the spectrum is you need some degree of independence. You can't put 100% of your effort and time into the relationship. You can't abandon all of your hobbies, all your identity, everything that gave you happiness and fulfillment in life. You can't just flush that down the toilet to put all your eggs into the basket of this relationship. Independence is still crucial to maintain a healthy relationship, and needing space sometimes is valid. So where do you draw the line between needing space, but also comforting your partner when they need it and giving them ample attention and energy? Where do you draw the line? Like, what is a situation that maybe hints at this line in the middle? Do the Buddhist way, the middle path, or moderation in all things. See, I actually agree, Komi. I agree with that. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. But I'm trying to get a better understanding of where that location is and what that looks like. An example of that. I will say that legitimately, as someone who has struggled to find love in the past, when I started working on myself and more importantly, being authentically me, I started having people asking me out. Very true, Meatball Jones. Very true. Very true. Ow! I dated a girl that worked at Pizza Hut one time, and when we broke up, she took the breadsticks when she left. Oh my goodness. Pays attention. Yeah, that's right, I'm clicker training. Like if a family member of theirs died and you said I need alone time, you're an asshole. Yeah, like, see, that's a good example of you gotta, let's give them some support. Even if you wanted some alone time, they are grieving, they're going through a lot of distress, and they deserve to be comforted. So that's a Bodhi, that's a really good example. But that's also an extreme example, and I'm trying to figure out, where do you draw the line? Of course, the death of a family member is a very intense and tragic event, and therefore they're gonna need some reassurance, even if you want alone time. They deserve that reassurance. I would say that is a generally accepted thing. Tell me if you disagree. That sounds valid to me. So, where do you draw the line? How big does that event need to be to override your independence? The event being the death of a family member. Now, if you replace that event, where do we draw the line? As the event gets less and less significant, where do you draw that line? Ow! Ow! What's happening? You are a child and that is a what? Huh? What? Am I missing something? You are a child and that's a grown woman you've never met that you are talking to. Very true, twin. Very true. This is something you have to discuss with your partner. Also very true. That's a good point. It probably varies a lot from couple to couple. La 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 la. You are right, I agree with you. But no one is perfect except God. So the right line drawing is too opposite of finding a line and dive deeper in this thing. Acceptance is the line. I don't quite understand. I think follow your gut and listen to your emotions. If you're tired of their emotions and venting, there might be a good reason you feel that way, and those thoughts should be examined. I agree. Examining thoughts is very good. Examining thoughts is always good. Of course, not ruminating and just spiraling, but reflection is always nice. There are obligations of being in a relationship. One of them is You are there for your partner when they need you. I agree, Meatball Jones. Now I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. Where do you draw the line? What if your partner is needing you every single day for 5 hours, and every single time a minor inconvenience happens, they're calling you up, they're complaining, they're dumping it all on you? Where do you draw the line? I'm so evil. I'd say it's a case-by-case basis and communicate needs. Like, if you've got a regular alone time, but maybe your partner is like, let's do a thing together instead of doing something different, that's cool. I would say that sounds pretty valid, Duke Man. Yeah, like, set some ground rules, communicate what you want, communicate what is comfortable to you, maybe work out an agreement, be flexible. If you want to give that up sometime to spend time with them because you've discussed it. What just happened? I heard a sound. What was that? If you want to give up some of your alone time at one point to spend time with them, and this is all communicated and you're very open about it, I think that's really good. I think openness and communication is key here. Wait, he's cooking? Meatball Jones, was he cooking? This may be my mistake. Drawing lines kills flexibility and makes it rigid. I agree, rigidity is bad. Twin, I think you might be misunderstanding what I'm saying. Oh, you're doing the drinking thingy. I'm trying to better understand what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. But I completely agree, Twin. I think that rigidity is bad. I think that part of what helps a relationship to be the most successful and be the most comfortable for both people, or all people, is being flexible, being open to compromise, being open to discussion. Amos is proving the thing about a broken clock. He's cooking. W. Amos? That's not really relevant right now. Ali was just asking me a question. Banui yapping commence. I think needing space is fine, but that doesn't mean ignoring your partner fully. You should still be supportive, check in every now and then, and ask how they're doing. Because if you show that you care, they might just share what they're struggling with and y'all can work it out together. True. When I did have a partner, I usually planned time so we can have our time, like a date, relaxing together, watching a movie, playing a game together, etc. Hello, Dispara Twin. Greetings. It's like a multiple painting art piece or album. It's meant to be displayed and kept and loved and enjoyed together, but each piece should be able to be beautiful and enjoyed by themselves too. Exactly. I think it's very difficult to spontaneously think of a good scenario in the middle, and that thinking of scenarios closer to the two ends of the spectrum and closing in on the middle is a better way. Very wise, Racco, very wise. And honestly, I'm thinking back to the banger that Amos dropped. I'm not trying to define a clear-cut, black and white, this is where it becomes unacceptable. I'm just trying to discuss it to get a better understanding for myself. Because I'm coming at this topic from the perspective of a noob, somebody who is looking to learn. I really enjoy discussing this. So, my twin Amos just dropped some bars. Actually gave me the brass tacks, and he's right. I'd say it's a case-by-case basis and communicate needs. Like, if you got regular alone time, but maybe your partner's like, let's do a thing together instead of doing something different, that's cool. Oh, I already read that. Read that. To what point is your partner just taking advantage of you just to dump all their problems and times on you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Ali. Because, of course, one or more of the partners shouldn't be a therapist to the other. They shouldn't just be taking all of their problems, dealing with all of their emotional weight, giving them advice all day, every day, just constantly taking care of them. That's not healthy. I think unless you have discussed and outlined with your partner on what to do, it's a lot of trial and error. Yeah, I agree. Eventually, if the relationship lasts long enough, you'll intuitively understand what to do. I very much agree with that. Kind of like the law of averages. Genius carrot? It's super easy for me to rip off emotional band-aids. You should give up on the idea of trying to be the good guy in your relationship. Living does require moral gray areas sometimes. I would disagree. I think a relationship is at its best when both people are trying their best in the relationship and both people... Oh, are you saying to try and, like, be the bigger person, like be self-righteous? If so, then I agree with you. But if you're saying you should just not try to be good, I would say a relationship functions the best when both people are trying to be good. But Muddy, I could be misunderstanding your statement. The rating alphabets girl. Yes, it's true, Riro. That is me. Ali yapping comments. I think needing space is fine, but that doesn't mean ignoring your partner fully. You should still be supportive, check in every now and then, ask how you're doing. Wait, you just said that. Oh, you copied and pasted it from someone else. Okay. Wait, another MLS message. Religion is the fucking way to all humans' answers. Mute me for talking about politics. Sleeping is a relationship. What? Like how when people feel relieved after elderly relatives with dementia die, it doesn't mean you didn't love them. Selfish feelings are natural and need to be acknowledged instead of being consumed by guilt. I'm not really picking up what you're putting down, muddy fella. I'm not disagreeing with you, I just don't fully understand your point. You're not converting anyone. Well, wait a minute. Wait, we don't know that. We don't know that. Don't lose hope yet. Let's believe in him. There's no line. It's hydrate. Oh, I don't have water. There's no line. It's just all felt. Coming from a person who has never been in a relationship. The expert. Silence chat. An expert is talking. Oh, that's funny. I'm thinking about the point about attention. I see that as one of the reasons why people start polyamory. At least the ones I've been in. Needing more attention, is that it? What the fuck is the point of a relationship if you are not a therapist? What? Hey, coach. Coaches don't play. That's so true, that's so true. You're right, bro. Coaches don't play. A Bodhi is the relationship god. He is the elder. He is the wisest one. Coaches don't play. Why would he play around in the pig pen? He bestows his wisdom upon us and then he steps back. His work here is done. I don't understand what you said, Ian, with the what the fuck is the point of a relationship if you're not a therapist? I don't quite understand your point. Good night, Racco. I think Huey said a gem of a word that should not be ignored. Compromise is the key to the perfect relationship. IBO, in Benui's opinion. No, that's Aura. Relationship is literally the way in which two or more things relate to one another. Inanimate objects can have relationships. It's not just about sex. I'm not even going to touch the religion part of the comment. Yeah, I felt the same way about that one, Gwen. Most unrelated messages ever. Yeah. Sleeping is a relationship. They're saying sex is necessary. I mean, okay. People are entitled to their own beliefs, although if that belief is invalidating asexuality, then I start to point and laugh and shoot spitballs at it. Oh, Kirby's here. Wait, W. Benui? Hi, Kirby? Hi, Kirby. We're talking about relationships and sexism. Yeah, sex is not necessary in a relationship. I feel like this... I mean, if you watch my content, this isn't news. I'm literally asexual. And if you watch my recent video, you know why asexuality exists. Oh! Hey, coaches don't play. That's just so funny. Hello, I am a medical school professor and I would like to say you are poopy. Hello, Kirby. Thank you for the wisdom. Sleeping is the relationship between yourself and the spirit dream realm. I'm straight bullshit. Oh. What is the point of being in a relationship if you don't care about them? Whoa, Ian. There's a big difference between caring about someone and being their therapist. You should not be your partner's therapist. But your videos are so freaky. You should not be their therapist. You should support them. You should not be their sole source of emotional regulation and venting. You should not be their therapist. You should not be the cup that they pour all of their issues into. I never said that you shouldn't care about your partner. Is that straw man? I said you shouldn't be their therapist. Hello, Molly. Greetings, twin. I'm crashing out. I never said that you should not care about your partner. There's a reason why therapists don't start relationships with clients. Rare Kira wisdom? You should be each other's therapist, in my opinion. Kasane Teto, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with that statement simply because of the severity. I think two people should comfort each other. I think two people in a relationship should offer a lot of assistance. They should lend an ear to listen. They should lend a shoulder to cry on, all that stuff. They should care about the other person, give them attention, give them support, give them compassion and reassurance. Be there for them. I'm just talking about the extent of it. Exactly. Comfort doesn't equal therapy. I'm talking about the extent. I'm saying they shouldn't be going to their partner every single time something is wrong and dumping it all on the partner and expecting the partner to fix it. I'm saying they shouldn't be treating their partner like a therapist and just dumping all the problems on them and expecting them to fix it. Does that make sense? Relying on your partner to fix your emotional problems is unhealthy, and that's what I'm saying. Not that you shouldn't care about them. Therapist is a strong label. Support system would probably be more accurate. Agreed. I don't think that you should be a therapist to your partner. I do think that you should be a support system. Well said, Garrett. Also, I get really fired up about this stuff, and sometimes I speak quickly, so please, if I say something that's bullshit, call me out on it. Call me out on it. Sleeping as a relationship equals being intimate is an important part of relationships. Playing devil's advocate because I feel like there's a big language barrier. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Castanetero, but Amos replied to that and said no, so I don't think that's what he was saying. I'm not sure, though. But Gwen said the same thing, and he said no, so I'm not sure. You should have multiple therapists, and your partner should be one of them. Again, I don't agree with the word therapist. Maybe we're just misunderstanding what a therapist is in this context.
You're spitting bars. You're good.
Miss, thank you, Twin. Thank you, Twin. This mist is so kind. This mist is so kind. I swear to God. Thank you, Miss Twin. You're my goat. Wait, what was I reading? Oh yeah. Castanetero, I feel like we kind of have the same sentiment, but we're just disagreeing on what a therapist means here. Because your partner should be a support system. They should be a source of support. They should not be your only source of support. They should not be the only resource you have and the thing that you always turn to vent and dump all your problems on. Meow. I'm seeing someone right now and I don't really know if I actually feel anything. I never really know. I just kind of watch myself fall in and out of situations. I've never been able to hold romantic feelings for longer than a few weeks. Interesting. Interessante. Magic the Gathering is required for a functional relationship. Agreed. Agreed. For me, people are entitled to their own beliefs. I'm entitled to mine too, but I don't force others to talk about religion. I only talk about it if someone asks me about it, so Amos, please stop. I respect that, Abodi. I don't enjoy talking about religion on my channel just because I'm not super educated on it. It doesn't interest me. I don't want to offend anyone, and I feel like discussing religion can lead to a lot of potentially offensive sentiments. Kiwi, you play MTG? I don't know what that is, Twin. What is that, Kirby? So yeah, Abodi, I respect that, Twin. I think Amos really was kind of saying, like, to say there's one objective line in what is valid to need support and what isn't, you might need support for a seemingly insignificant problem because of outside stress. Yeah, no, I agree with him. When Amos was saying that you shouldn't just draw a black and white line, he was spitting bars. He was spitting bars. I think that at its core, it is a almost ineffable need which depends on the suffering of one and the energy of the other. I think that what matters most in this case is communication and trust. Yeah. If you speak to your partner and they believe you when you say that you need help, then you are at a healthy point. Oh, I'm so late on reading chat. I agree though, Meatball Jones. What about being the cup they pour all their pee into? Alright, bro. Is this ban-worthy? Even therapists have boundaries, i.e. 50-minute sessions. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very true. And that's because it can be exhausting. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes you don't get to have that 50-minute limit. Sometimes you're getting treated like a therapist without the protections that therapists have. You know what I'm talking about? You don't get a 50-minute limit in relationships. Extremely rare Kira W. Mythical rarity. Now you're talking truth. Thank you, Molly. Part of the support system, not the whole system. Exactly, Gwen. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. And I feel like maybe me and Castanetero are kind of we're misunderstanding each other in terms of the nomenclature, but my point is your partner should be part of your support system, not your entire support system. Period. Well said, Gwen. Well said. Therapist as in a person you can confide in and rely on for support. See, because that I agree with. Your partner should be someone you can confide in and rely on for support. I agree, Castanetero. Again, I think we just got caught up in the nomenclature. What if my partner is a therapist? Then you... Okay, Abodi, playing devil's advocate. Everything still stands. Their profession doesn't change it. They should be part of your support system, but not all of it. Not the entire support system. The oldest cat to ever live was 38 and named Cream Puff. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Amos said no to someone asking if he meant sex is necessary. Then what is the point of a relationship? Yeah. If I'm not going to be my partner's entire support system, then what's the point? Like, what? The point of a relationship is to love each other and to comfort each other. And be there for each other, but not fully rely on the other person. Your partner should not be your only source of support in life. It is important that we as humans have a support system. We deserve that. It's nice to have a support system. It's healthy. And it's unhealthy when your partner is the only thing present in your entire support system. When your support system is your partner. Got a work call. If I don't catch the end, have a good stream. Missed. Goodbye, twin. Goodbye, twin. You will be missed. Wait. You will be missed? No. I just dropped a bar. Holy moly. Alright, bye, missed. Thank you for joining us, twin. Thank you for your generosity, too. I just accidentally dropped a banger. I got a really good hickey today. I'm cheering for you, Molly. I know burden is a strong word, but in some extreme extents, you become a burden when you're affecting your partner's well-being. That's what I'm trying to get at, Ali. I completely agree. That's what I'm trying to say when I say you shouldn't be your partner's therapist. You shouldn't be so reliant on them and dumping everything on them that it becomes a burden. And of course, the line where it's like, this is okay, whereas this is not okay, and it feels like a burden, is going to be different for everyone. But it's true. It's true that, again, you should have a support system that's not just your partner. And tell me if that's invalid, if that is unreasonable to say, please tell me. When you're affecting your partner's well-being and being selfish and just using them to trauma dump, and it's causing them to have bad mental health themselves. See, another good point. If your trauma dumping and venting constantly is affecting the mental health of your partner, that is something to really sit down and analyze. Like, are we okay with this? How can we alleviate this? What's going on here? Really good point, Ali. Another Amos message just dropped. Poor people understand life better due to the less bonding to worldly things. Money, fame, house, etc. They are just bonding to God. Alright, I'm not well versed on religion, but I'll finish this message anyway. And God makes them understand more. That's why when they do not have a thing, they are more happier. Because there's one knowledge. I know God is on my side. That's so wholesome. Hello, Kyrnet. Greetings, twin. That's so wholesome. Again, I'm not going to get into religion, but that's just a really wholesome message. W. Amos? Guys, Benui has an announcement. Benui's going broke. What happened, Benui? What happened? Kiwi is MTG secretly. What? What? I will say when you've been hurt before, it can be difficult to build healthy support systems outside your partners, but it's very important. Agreed. Agreed. It can be difficult, but that doesn't mean it's not necessary. Fully agree, Meatball Jones. Yeah, I guess I meant therapist as in just a person you can trust to understand and have confidential conversations. Yeah, in that case, I completely agree with you, Gasanetero. In that case, I agree. Meow. Benui, I'm sorry to hear that, twin. Yeah, thank you for your generosity. Like, holy. I mean, whoa, no. W. Benui, you are generous. I didn't say anything, you heard nothing. You heard nothing. Not always, actually, but I'm not going to elaborate. Aura? Dude, what? I am poor. This makes no sense. Wait, I'm poor too. I'm poor too. I mean, I can kind of understand what Amos is saying. Again, I don't want to get into religion. I'm not educated on it at all. But I think his point is just not becoming obsessed with material things and finding purpose in your identity as a human and, in this case, your spirituality, although not everybody feels that way. :3. If my partner isn't supposed to be a hot therapist, then what are we doing here, /J? True. I'm in a relationship with my girlfriend because I love her. I love her company, I love who she is, and I want to be with her on her journey through life. I'm in a relationship because she also loves me and also likes who I am. We are together because we love each other, not because we necessarily serve a purpose for the other. And I think that's very nice. I think that's lovely. And I think that echoes the sentiment that I was talking about before. where you should both where we should both be complete humans with hobbies and aspirations in life, fulfilled with our own lives before committing to a relationship. I think a relationship is at its healthiest and its best when two people are full and complete, even outside the relationship. Kiwi, genuinely, I don't know how you're able to read comments from like 10 minutes ago and know exactly what they're talking about while also having 5 conversations at once. ADHD is a hell of a disorder. Oh, I'm so behind. Hello, Kyrnet. That was so long ago. Oh. In a relationship and your partner needs something emotionally, you should say yes every time or it is breakup. What? Bro, I'm starting to... Okay. Alright, Ian. So, like, we unpacked the therapist thing, and now you're saying your partner needs something emotionally, you should say yes every time or it is a breakup. There's not a lot of meat and potatoes to unpack there. Alright. Okay. Did Brazil snatch you for FIFA? It's keep it on the down low, okay? It's not public knowledge yet. Meow. Meow. Poor people understand life better because they actually have to work and put in effort into living. I was talking about this before. I don't get how billionaires exist. You wouldn't even feel it. Bro, like, you wouldn't even feel it. Just like, donate maybe a couple million or something. You won't even notice the difference, I promise. There are people starving. Like, I don't understand. Maybe I'm stupid, but I don't understand why billionaires can't just, like, 0.5% of their wealth. Come on, that'll feed, like, 300 families for a year. I just don't get it. Okay, rant over. I had to get that off my chest. No one is perfect enough to handle all emotional weight of both their partner and themselves. In addition, nobody should be expected to do that, even if they could. It's not a healthy dynamic. Both people should be able to regulate their own emotions by themselves if necessary. They should be complete human beings and have their own self-soothing methods and coping mechanisms by themselves. Am I saying you should never comfort your partner? No. Yo, hot lesbians in the chat, stand up. I'm standing up? Okay. But I'm saying that you should not be... Wait, what was I saying? You should never be expected to handle all of the emotional weight of your partner, even if you could. To try and live up to those standards is not fair to either party. Agreed. Oh yeah, I was saying that the other person is not going to benefit from you taking care of all of their emotional issues because then they're never going to grow. You should comfort each other, but you should also have your own skills, emotional processing skills, emotional maturity skills on your own, because that's going to make the relationship more harmonious. And it's going to create a better environment when your partner is comforting you, in the case of something stressful or a conflict or anything. It should never be, as Amos said, like an adult kicking a baby so they don't run into a fire. It should be 2 adults sitting at a table and discussing things, and working on themselves, and learning that fire is dangerous so that they don't need another person to keep them from running into it. Meow! Meow! W Kiwi take. Thank you, Static Boy. If you are together because you serve a purpose for your partner, then you aren't being loved, you are being used. High key true? Am I tweaking or is that high key true? La 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 la. Guys, by the way, did you know that the Banui gif on stream is me? That's true. This is actually Banui. You should be with someone because you both love each other, not because you do something for the other person. You should be with someone because you both... Yeah, exactly. Agreed, Meatball Jones. I am lesbian and I'm hot as fuck. Let's go. W Molly. Does being neurodivergent make it easier to be taken advantage of with the therapist thing? I'm not sure, Ali. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not qualified to answer that. What is the point of a relationship if you're not getting treated as a priority? Okay, like, is this straw man once again? Because I never said that you shouldn't prioritize your partner. I literally just said you shouldn't be their only source of support. You're kind of fighting ghosts here, twin. You're kind of fighting ghosts here. I don't even know how to refute that because I never said anything to disprove it. To argue against it. Do depressed people deserve love? Yeah. What is the point of relationships? Type shit. Type shit. Like type shit right now. Come on. Type shit. Dear Kiwi, what is your opinion on Italian economics? Alright, let me think. Shit. One of the good things about my culture is that you have to donate 2.5-year wealth every year. I find that wholesome. What do you mean billionaires exist just because they worked hard and earned their money? If you're poor, you gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps and work harder. All people deserve love. Well said, Gwen. I agree. Meow, meow, meow. Joke. Casanetero, I'm a little autistic because I couldn't tell if you were 100% joking. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I read messages that are like problematic, and then I always worry, what if somebody just clips that out of context and then makes it seem like I was saying that and I believe it? Gulp. Gulp. If you feed your flesh every day, didn't you ask yourself you to feed your soul? Because feeding worldly body flesh is not going to make your void fulfilled. That sounds very religious and philosophical. It should be two adults talking about how they shouldn't stick their hand in the fire or any other appendage. Agreed! Meatball Jones. Agreed. Off topic, but I went to a gay drag bar with my friend yesterday, and it was so fun. That sounds awesome, Static Void. Holy W, that sounds awesome. If I explain to the baby why the fire is bad and they don't listen, then can I kick them? Alright, bro. Most of y'all just want to kick babies for fun. I see how it is. Okay. I'm actually catching up on chat. It's not a prioritization thing. It's about the fact that a human is a human. You can only do so much without hurting yourself in the process. Agreed. It's not about prioritization. When you're a neurodivergent person, yes, if you are not actively watching for it or just naive, a therapist or other people can take advantage of you. It's important to be mindful. Well said, Axe. I think what Ali was saying is it more likely that you will be taken advantage of and used as a therapist if you're neurodivergent? For example, in a relationship, are you more likely to be used as a place to dump all their emotions when they're upset if you're neurodivergent? Well said, Twin, but I think that's what Ali was saying more so. Meow! Meow! But yeah, Meatball Jones, I agree, it's not about prioritization. It is not selfish to not want to be your partner's only source of emotional support and to not want to be just abused as a tool for emotional regulation rather than that person also working on themselves. I feel like I said that poorly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I was fighting ghosts one time after 3 days awake on a particularly strong iced coffee. Kiwi, why do you hate men? Alright, Frog, okay. Why do you hate mothers? I'm ugly as fuck and not lesbian. You're not ugly, Kirby. Don't let me catch you spreading that self-deprecation ever again. No drawing stream. Clickbaited. Unsubbed. Kiwi, why is your Germany progress bar lower than last time? Good question. It's because there was an error in the code, in the algorithm, and it got fixed, so it readjusted. We were multiplying the coffees by 3. So we unmultiplied it. Now it's accurate. Blah blah. We're typing faster. Gulp. I like sending messages about things I said 5 minutes ago, knowing that it won't be responded to for another 10 minutes. I'm gonna read really fast. Okay, I'm back. I'm back into the present. Yeah, Banu, you can lurk if you want. I feel guilty after being in a bad relationship, blaming myself for everything. I feel like she gaslit me. I'm sorry to hear that, Twin. I feel like 80% of Amos's messages are so based, but conveyed in the worst possible way. Yeah. Yo, Kiwi hates men, WW. I don't hate men. I do not hate men. I hate some men. I do not hate all men. Meow! Meow! We gotta see the future to have real-time combos. Okay, but like, I'm here now, I'm in the present. Your vermilion border is very interesting. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hashtag not all men. I'm in the present now, guys. Hello, I'm back. Give it time to it. Oh my goodness gracious. Kiwi is a self-hating man? How did you know? Read, Kiwi, read! I'm reading! I'm right here! See, I just sniped that message. You sent it and boom, I was on that shit. Any kind of hatred is valid, just as long as something drives you to seethe. So wholesome. You skimmed past my message, by the way, which one? Oh, he means, like, if you only focus on temporary pleasures, like fancy food and whatnot, you aren't helping yourself in the long term, but if you actually work on yourself, then you are helping yourself long term. I agree with that. It just, like, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's starting to trickle into religious territory when we're talking about relationships. Ow! Men are hot in theory, but in practice they're gross. Not gonna lie, I might like a relationship with a man, but I have yet to find one. Read, Kiwi, read. Too big of an ask. Okay, Casa Netero. I can actually read, by the way. Did you know that? I can actually read. Kiwi's trying. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Religion and relationships both start with an R and E and L. That's true. They're basically the same. The point of a relationship is to be a good dog and for your partner to praise you for that. Duh. Yeah, I agree. I'm picking up what you're putting down, twin. Is your boyfriend actually a femboy? I just looked at the titles. Crazy channel. Yes, he is. The more serious you be in life, and not being clumsy and without moral and sexualizing everything to be funny, it will make you understand more about the meaning of life or relationships. Come on, guys, get your grip together. See, it's starting to look like just imposing your religious views on someone else. It's starting to lose the based factor. Come on, guys, we gotta get our grips together. I couldn't read till I was 8. Is that bad? Oh, I'm gripping it. Oh my god. Should we ban her? Should we ban her for that? Be honest. Okay. Gwen, did you type a banger that I missed? I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling. Chat, type faster. Okay. Then ignore those people. They want to hate you. Changing won't affect their opinions of you. See, like, once again, I feel like Amosa's just tiptoeing, not even tiptoeing, diving into religious territory, which no longer has anything to do with what we're talking about. Am I in hell? Yes. Welcome, twin. Y'all see my video where it's gay angel, you're trying to get into heaven, but then a gay angel starts clicker training you? I'm proud of that video. I'm proud of that video. Can't spell relationships without shit, LARP. Banger! I am in the topic, a talk about relationship. But you're bringing up religion. And also, like, material values, and I didn't see any mention of a partner in your previous, like, 3 messages. Yaoi Angel? It was actually Yuri Angel, but close. Are you gripping your grips, Kiwi? We all need to grip our grips and gather them together. I'm gripping it!
Bye, Niwi.
Thank you, Philip, for the 20 florps, twin. I appreciate it. Goodbye, Philip. Niwi, okay. What if you're dating God? That's a good question. I suppose in that case, it's very valid to bring up religion. Why was the angel's sexuality relevant to that video? Because I was gonna put autistic lesbian angel, but then it was too long and it didn't fit in the title, so I shortened it down to gay. That doesn't explain why it was relevant. I felt like it was relevant because I liked it. Kiwi profiles people. Yeah, that's why. That's why I put it there. What the wise carrot. Gotta get our grippy. Did you not ask yourself before writing something like that? This is so funny. How do you have good self-worth? Like self-esteem? Like valuing yourself? One thing that really helps me is to pick something that I'm passionate about and then work toward it. To align myself with my values. So I want to do YouTube, so I work really hard on YouTube. That makes me feel good about myself. That makes me feel accomplished. That makes me feel like I have a purpose in life. Like I have this goal and I'm working toward it and I'm proud of myself. Also, just working on myself in general, exercising, reading, shit like that. That's what helped me with my self-worth. My opinion, my own personal experience. Everyone is different. What if you wanted to get to heaven, but God said, Kiwi farts, haha, poopy. Hello, what's up? Hello, what's up? Hello, titty caca water frog. Red-eyed tree frog. Titicaca water frog. Interesting. I am nice to people. No, they get happy and I go, ee. What? So they get happy. And then I get happy and then it's wonderful. Shout out kindness. Kindness is cool. Shout out kindness. What if you wanted to get to heaven, but God said, subscribe to Wakira on twitch.tv? Oh. Is that going on the Clips channel? Is what? What if your hand wave did not have motion blur? That suggests the only reason you behave morally... Where did it go? That suggests the only reason you behave morally is your religion. If you were to defect, would you still be a good person? Because I would. I talk in general. I don't love to talk in specific topics. I'm not a great example. I am the one that makes the most mistakes. But hey, sharing is caring still. Why am I engaging in this, bro? Why am I reading this out loud? I already said I didn't want to discuss politics, and then I hop back into the saddle. Okay. Okay. Only our resident religious scholar, Amos, can answer. Responding to, what if you wanted to get into heaven, but God said what? Kiwi farts, haha poopy. Yeah, that was the absolute banger that Casa Netero dropped. Okay. Relationships? Yes, we were talking about relationships and we got way off track. Kiwi, is it okay if I eat while watching the stream? Yeah? Why are you asking me for permission to eat, bro? Yes, you can eat. Remember when you guys all started asking me for permission for the dumbest shit? Like, hey, Kiwi, can I sneeze? Maybe you should talk to Rabbi about this. What? What do you mean? Kiwi, can I go sharpen my pencil? Yeah, Kirby. Yeah, yeah, Kirby, you can go sharpen your pencil. Kiwi hops like frog. Yeah, what frame rate does your camera run? Because it's always impressively blurry. Probably like 30 FPS, no idea. Kiwi wants us to starve. Okay. Can I move my finger? Yes. Kiwi, may I breathe while the stream is playing? Are you typing that while holding your breath? What's going on? Kiwi, can I breathe? I know a lot about religion too, praying on the Kiwi theology arc. Never gonna happen, twin. Never gonna happen. Kiwi, can I exist? Yo, twin. If you're not existing already, how are you typing that? Kiwi, do I have permission to work on my essay? Yes, twin. Yes, twin. You should work on your essay. Kiwi, is that pick my nose or poke my nose while watching this? Sure, twin. Hey, Kiwi, can I send my first message in your chat? Oh shit, too late. Yes, twin. Yes, just another soup lake. You may send your first message. I think, therefore I am type shit. Kiwi, can I kick a baby to stop it from going into a fire? Yes, you may, Carrot. That's crazy out of context. That's crazy out of context. I don't understand the nose ring. It's like 2 rings in one? A little one and a big one? So the reason there's 2 is because it forms this little loop that can grab onto the inside of my nose and allow it to stick, even though I don't have a piercing. That's why there's 2. Oh my god, Kiwi, thank you for granting me the ability to exist in this 3D plane. You're welcome. Kiwi, can I bit? Yes, you may, Molly. W Molly, thank you for the 5 bits, twin. I appreciate it. W Molly. My life is a lie. You don't have a nose ring? And we're gonna go through this song and dance again. Okay. Okay. Types my first message. Can I start a cult devoted to Dev Esoteric? Yes, you can. Okay. Good night, little baby Kira. Hey, Kiwi, can I send a banger and have you miss it? I haven't done it yet, but if you'll allow me, I'll do it in a few minutes. Yes, Gwen. Sounds good. Hello, Snivet Second. Greetings, twin. You don't have a nose ring? Yeah, okay. OMG, thank you so much. I now understand the nose ring. Of course, twin. Kiwi, you didn't tell me no, so I pissed on a blind person. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You should go back to that bad microphone you had like a month ago. Yeah. Kiwi, can you be one-dimensional? Unfortunately, I am not able to do that. Kiwi is a 5th dimensional being. You want to see a 5th dimensional being? I'll show you a 5th dimensional being. This is a 53rd dimensional being, to be exact. This is known as Entity 53. You should be scared, Kyrenet. You should be scared. Notice how she stares into your soul? She's actually looking into your soul. Like, I don't say that as a figure of speech. Because she is in the 53rd dimension, she is able to look directly into your soul. How does this make you feel? Could you inform me, how does this make you feel? The gloves are kind of aura regardless of pause. Yeah, they kind of are, though. They kind of are. I'm picking up what you're putting down. How does this make you feel? Can you stop? No. No, I can't stop. She has free will. She actually controls my actions. What's this? This is Entity 53. Hi, I'm Pepper. This is eye contact with a psychological This is eye contact with psychological domination. How does this make you feel? Let me know. Let me know. I'm staring into the abyss and it doesn't look like it's gonna blink. Balls. Okay. Okay. I'm so fucking scared, Image. Hello, Pepper. Hello. No, that's a piece of paper. It's actually a sticker. It's a sticker, I just haven't taken it off the little paper backing, but it's a sticker. Meow. Meow. I'm literally shaking right now. We did teeth removal in VC today. What's going on? What's going on? What? Did I misread something, Frog? Go. Prove it. Can you stick it on your forehead? I would, but I have a finite number of these and I don't want to waste it. This one is actually in my pile that I'm going to give to Dev. This is in my pile that I'm going to give to Dev. This is true. I got 2 teeth removed in the gaming VC. What? DIY tooth removal, ASMR. What's happening? Why are we removing teeth in the gaming chat? What's happening? Don't let her make you forget that 53 is alive. And she's always watching. Keep it in mind. Mama! Mama! Alright, I'm starving. I'm gonna go eat dinner, okay? Okay. Kiwi open heart surgery stream when? I'll put it on my calendar. I'll put it on my calendar. Someone should make a game about removing teeth in a gaming VC. Okay. Is 53 an SCP? Yes. W Kiwi Din Din. W Sweetie Pepper. There was no with and you said with every time. I'm a little stupid. I'm a little stupid. Oh, you want to raid someone? Is anyone that I previously raided online? Is anybody that I previously raided online, perchance? Who is online right now? Kiwi should make a stream. Guys, should I start posting on YouTube? Be honest. Should I start posting on YouTube? Be honest. We watched Brokeback Mountain in gaming VC. Is that legal? Go. Alright guys, nobody that I'm following is online. So, Retro, it's time to step up. Retro, find another femboy like you always do. Kiwi has a phone? My life is a lie. Kiwi, you should make a Discord server. That's a really good idea, Kirby. That's a really good idea. Kiwi is online. Okay. On it. Yeah, that's my goat right there. That's my son. For some reason, like every time Retro finds somebody for me to raid, it's a femboy. And that's not even intentional, it's just a coincidence, I think. Okay. Choose a cute girl if you raid someone. Yeah, femboy works too. Okay. I reenacted Brokeback Mountain with my homophobic gay lover. Okay. Whoa, I forgot there are art streams. That's so cool. Is that a bug? That's so cool. If I watched streams a lot, I would probably watch art streams. They're just so cozy. They're just so cozy. Kiwi, what is your favorite religion? And then below, do not answer. Yo casa naitaro? You could have just not asked the question. You could have just not asked the question. But okay. Hello, Broly. Greetings, twin. How are you doing today? Brrr. Do we like Diogenes? What is that, Static Void? What is that, twin? Isn't that like a Greek god of wine or something? Kiwi, if you had to pick a fictional character, who do you see as the best written character? Oh, I really struggle to pick like the best. Bainruff seems cute. Let me see. I really would struggle to pick the best character. I really like the way Aragorn is written in Lord of the Rings. I really like that. Other than that, no specific character comes to mind. Oh, Fainruff looks really cute. They're drawing, I think. Yeah, okay, we can raid Fainruff. Hell yeah. Broly. I actually did have a thing at Bandcamp with a dude that got super into reactionary politics later in life. I forgot there are art streams. Yeah, we know. Okay. Okay. Interesting. What? Fentanyl lollipop. What are we talking? The best character is Kachan from Voice Actors. That's so true. That's so true. He's a Greek philosopher who plucked a chicken in spite of Plato and said, "Behold the man," when Plato said managed a bipedal chicken. Interesting. That's kind of aura. Oh, Dionysus. Oh, thank you, Gwen. I mixed them up. That Diogenes is a mortal philosopher. Am I pronouncing them correctly? I feel like I'm not. That's okay. Okay. We are going to raid Fainruff. They are currently drawing. It looks super wholesome. Raid Fainruff. Right? Fain. Perfect. And I'm sending it. Gulp. Are you guys ready? Thank you for joining me today. This was a really fun discussion. I was giggling and kicking my feet and spitting up with delight. Thank you for joining me. Ow. Ow. Make sure to be kind to yourself. And the worst message ever? What do you mean? What do you mean? Did I say something bad? Anyway, meow. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I might not. When the Johnson reveal. Okay. I might not stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. Just check the Discord. I'm gonna let you know if I'm gonna stream or not once the time comes. It'll be an impulsive decision. Have a lovely rest of your day or night. Thank you for joining me, okay? Mwah! Bye, guys! Oh, and make sure to be nice and to say hello. Okay.